Ladies and gentlemen, it is my pleasure to introduce Sean Fletcher, an integral member of our chapter, who will be gracing us with his featured presentation on the intriguing topic, Who Does This Benefit Anyway? Beyond his professional pursuits, Sean's proudest role is being a dedicated father. His passion extends to teaching and spending quality time with his children, relishing the joys of watching them grow and encouraging them through life's challenges. Beyond the corporate realm, Sean finds solace and excitement in his diverse interests and hobbies. A hands-on individual, Sean derives satisfaction from working with his hands, whether it be building or fixing things. His he's diving deep into his niche subjects is evident in his diverse interests, from intricacies of home brewing to the fascinating world of jiu-jitsu. We eagerly anticipate Sean Fletcher's featured presentation, where he will undoubtedly provide valuable insights, drawing from his rich experiences both within and outside the professional sphere. Join us as Sean explores the question, who does this benefit anyway, and unveils perspectives that promise to be enlightening and thought-provoking.
All right. Can you guys see my screen? I'm hoping you can.
You're a pro. You're good.
Nice. We're winning. All right. So, yeah, today I'm going to kind of do a high level here on who benefits. Who does this benefit? So, specifically to group side of things, and we'll kind of see where this goes. So, I'm going to try to keep it high level so I don't get anybody bored to death over health insurance. All right, so we're going to start with my why. There's a lot more whys than this, but I thought I'd just plug in a couple pictures and tell you about this. So I grew up low middle class, maybe even lower than middle class. Oftentimes, myself and my brother went without like all the fancy clothes. We didn't go on outings a lot. We didn't eat out like at all. We didn't get a lot of the things that a lot of the other kids at schools did. But I grew up with a single mom. I grew up with someone who did everything for everybody, who really wanted to make sure that we were taken care of. We got everything we needed and more. We just didn't realize it at the time, and so that stuck with me. And so what I learned is a lot of people don't really get the help. Right? I was super lucky growing up. I didn't have people, I didn't have all the things, the tangible things, but I had someone who cared, who would go above and beyond to make sure things got done. And so, I want to be that person for other people. I want to make sure that people find, someone that will actually help, really, really find someone that actually doesn't just, try to get a number on the board, right? And so I've done that within health insurance, and I actually go above and beyond and try to make sure that people understand their benefits, really get deep into what they need and want within their coverages, so they can find a cost-effective solution. I'm not working with the richest of the rich oftentimes. I'm working with people who wouldn't normally have options like this, right? So that's really, I think we all love, the big paychecks, but at the end of the day, most of my business pays the same, and that I like that for a reason, is that I get to give the same service to someone who has very little money as to someone who has all the money that they could possibly imagine and want. Okay. And so I strive to be that person, the person with all the answers. I can't always be that person, but after well over a decade now of doing what I do and doing the numbers I've done, and doing the deep dive into how these things actually work, I'm pretty confident in my ability to be able to articulate what someone may have had in the past, figure out what they really need and use on a yearly basis, and help move them towards that goal, right? Whether that's a client, an individual client, whether that's a group client, whether, it's someone looking for an alternative resource. So that's kind of my why, is helping people who wouldn't normally get help, or giving help to folks who wouldn't, in a way that they don't normally get it. This is my mom. This is when my kid was born. That's kind of special to me because she's going through a lot right now. And this is, I think this is Jameson. They all kind of look the same when they're little, but he was a pretty cute picture. So, and my kids are pretty darn important to me. I have 3 of them. Very awesome. Anyway, on to business. Modern health plans. What do they look like? Holy moly, it's a cluster out there. Oftentimes, employers are looking to say, hey, I need to provide benefits to my employees. How can I do that in a very inexpensive way? Once you get into larger employers, this isn't so much of a concern as there's more money to be thrown around. But especially with small businesses, it's a huge expense to have health insurance. Health insurance is the #1 most used insurance of all kind, period. You go to the doctor at least once a year. You don't use your other insurances year over year. Most of you hopefully don't use ever. Quite frankly, with health insurance, I hope that's the same way too, but I know that's not true. Everyone gets sick every once in a while, at least. Everyone needs a physical every once in a while, at least. And someone's going to get an accident. Someone you know, right? Someone has cancer. Someone has all these terrible things that we hear about on a daily basis. Heck, we just went through a pandemic. There's probably not a single person in this room who hasn't had COVID. Or maybe there is, hopefully not. But the reality is we all know somebody who had. So what do we do with that, right? Well, unfortunately, we're in a situation where employers oftentimes go try to find the lowest common denominator, reduce costs, and they get hit with all these great salesmen who talked about, oh, we can get this really affordable plan for your company and give them all coverage. Great. Well, that avoids them being penalized, right? Especially large employers. They don't hit a minimum threshold, they get a penalty. So they get the lowest cost possible plan, which does some pretty negative things for an individual and gives them holy worlds of garbage insurance. That's usually minimal coverage, meaning they pay for everything until they have about a $9,450 worth of out-of-pocket costs. That's not great because going to the doctor costs a couple $100 if you don't have insurance or if you're paying cash, right? From there, you continue on with the higher out-of-pocket costs for all of your services, right? You go to a therapist, right? You go to a massage therapy, go get massage therapy, go get chiropractic, go get physical therapy. All of these plans with huge deductibles and aren't set up properly cause huge, huge problems, right? If we don't address those from the get-go, if I don't get to talk to these people or a competent agent doesn't get to talk to these people, unfortunately, this happens all too often. Maybe not in your company, maybe you have great benefits, but someone probably complains an awful lot about their health insurance not covering what it needs to, whether that be an individual, a small group, medium-sized group, large group. A lot of times, even with large groups, they'll give 3, 4, 5 different options. But someone who doesn't know what the heck they're doing, right, which they're an expert at their field, but they're not an expert in health insurance, will say, oh, well, I'm just going to pick the cheapest option because I don't want that money out of my paycheck. All of a sudden, they're paying $300 a month out of their paycheck, $200-300 a month out of their paycheck. They go to the doctor and they're still paying huge fees. They go get blood work. They're still paying huge fees. They go to the physical therapist. They're still paying a huge deductible because it's not subject to a copay. There's all these things that need to be addressed beforehand. And if they're not, we get stuck. So what can we do about it? We all need to work together. Quite frankly, we should be talking to our employees, right? Owners should be talking to their employees. HR managers should be talking to their employees. Okay. What do they need? What do they want? I just did a quote for a company, not a big company, 10 employees. On the insurance plan, okay? It's about a 25 employee company, but only 10 are benefit eligible right now due to part-timers. But it costs $8 to add massage therapy to their coverage. It costs $3 to add vision per month, per policy. Okay. Would that be great for somebody? Would that be a benefit someone would appreciate, right? Yes. If we go down the line, instead of choosing a plan that has a $6,000 deductible and it costs $50 to go see the doctor, what if we just adjust to that and say, okay, let's keep that $6,000 deductible because that's there to cover you in case of catastrophic needs, right? Most people don't use their big deductible, but let's make sure when we go see a physical therapist, we can pay a copay. When we see a chiropractor, we can get a copay. When we get a mental health emergency and we need to talk to a therapist or ongoing therapist, right? Everybody's going through stuff. We can pay a copay. $30. Those types of things, you might see a $50 per month difference in your copay, in your monthly payment. But when it comes down to it, and your employees, you're as an individual, whoever you are looking for coverage, needs to actually go use your plan, that's what's going to matter, right? You go to the lab to get blood taken, right, for whatever reason, and all of a sudden they tell you, oh, I'm sorry, you've got a $3,000 deductible. Well, that eats it up pretty darn quick. That makes that lab visit very expensive. Instead, you could have a $20 copay, right? There are options. Yes, we'd all like to have the $200 deductible, the $1,000 max out of pocket with $5 copays for everything. Yes, we all want to work for Microsoft as far as that's concerned, but not everybody can get that, right? And so as employers, I urge employers to shy away from the bright and shiny things of saving tons of money, right? I would recommend shying away from the going and finding the cheapest possible option just because you want to save some money. You don't see the value in it, right? We hear all day from other insurance providers talking about the values of more benefits for this, lower deductibles, higher amounts of coverages. But a lot of people, because they're pissed about how much it costs, they spite themselves. They literally are stepping over, all these benefits just to save $20 a month, $30 a month. And we spend that a lot on a lot of things. I mean, it's silly. So not only that, okay, not only are you going to be beneficial for your employees, right, and employers be in a better situation, you're going to give yourself more better benefits. In a marketplace that's just right with all these minimum essential coverage plans, okay, with just all these people offering bronze plans to their employees, imagine the kind of talent you can hire if you offer benefits that make sense. Okay, benefits that apply to you are usable, effective, right? Imagine that. You're going to entice more people, better quality talent to your company. So in the end, right, better benefits, okay, a better service out of your benefits, you qualify, you're going to have better qualified employees, you're going to have better qualified applicants, and you're going to have more productive use of your time and of your work time, because you're going to have people on the job more, because they're not going to be afraid to go to the doctor if they're sick. So it all works together.
1 minute.
Beautiful. Because I'm over. And the reality is all this stuff is boring. Everybody likes to tune out for this stuff, but it's important stuff. You do use your benefits for health insurance more than any other type of plan. Okay, so take it seriously. Get an expert, get someone to actually look at this. It takes someone like me 5 minutes to look at a plan, right? Oftentimes when folks are looking for coverages, they spend hours scouring the webs, scouring this and that, right? Imagine if you could buy back that time by having a conversation with someone like myself. Use a professional, and good luck to you guys.